Would you say the last few years, team-wise, have been a disappointment? It's a hard question.
It's a hard question because, like, I would. Yeah, far out. Yes and no, to be honest. Yeah. It is so hard to win a premiership. Like, it is ridiculously hard.
Yeah.
But that's not an excuse for how we've performed in 4 finals. Like, it has been devastating the last two years, especially probably last year where I felt like we had a lot of momentum going into the season. I think we won 4 or 5 in a row, beat Sydney up there, and then we lost, obviously, Collingwood and Carlton. I think it was more the way we lost them. Like, I felt like we played really well both games. Again, just didn't take our chances. But both games were actually so amazing to be a part of. Like, Collingwood crowd, Carlton crowd, absolutely incredible. Yeah. Like, to be a part of those games was such a special feeling. Devastating after it, but awesome to be a part of it. And like, I sit back here and I go, it is really frustrating, but the beauty about footy, like, I'm a very optimistic person. The best thing about footy is it's always next year. Like, I don't know, like, it's a very throwaway line, but the Olympics, the Olympics is every 4 years. Like, footy, the best thing about it is we're next year.
Yeah. And
it's so exciting. I think for me, like, I'm using this as fuel, adversity, putting ourselves in those situations. And I don't want to be put in a situation like that again because it's bloody gut-wrenching and, like, it's tough. And seeing all the comments and stuff, straight sets, but it's like, fuck, well, that's reality, really. Like, we have. So kind of fair enough. Like, we deserve to kind of get it. But at the same time, don't like it when they're testing or questioning us as a football club. Like, we've been there. We have three top fours in a row. We're on a premiership, top four. Yes, we haven't won a final in 2 years, but to back up that consistency is pretty good. So I think that's kind of our messaging over the last pre-season is kind of, we don't have to change much. Like, 95% of the stuff we're doing is awesome. It's just tweaking things, having that 5%. Can we improve? What are the things that we can improve on? Yeah.
The culture stuff at the moment, I really don't like that word. It's an annoying word. I want something different. But obviously there's been some things happening off field at the Dees at the moment. Like, is that distracting, or is it like you get in there, you're with each other each day, you know there's a mission ahead, and you go, you know what, park this, let's let our things down and just go and focus on what we need to focus on?
Yeah, it's been interesting. 4 months? How long have we been off for? 4 months? I won't touch on the individuals or the stuff, the individual scenarios. Like, I think, holistically point of view, culture is something that you always have to work on. It's never going to be perfect. 2021, we had a great year. Was it perfect? No. So every single year, you can't just go, oh, we've had a great culture, we have to forget about it. It's a constant thing that you have to work on every single year. You have to pick up on things. You have to hold guys accountable, have to be transparent. I need to be better as a leader. And also being honest and vulnerable with each other at the same time. So I think from that point of view, like, we've come into this preseason really open-minded, going, we don't want to be what we were last year. That sucked. From an on-field point of view, but then also off-field. We weren't connected as well as we felt like we were. So what are things that we can do to change and help this culture? Because, the last 2 finals, when the pressure mounted, we crumbled, which is reality. And that I don't necessarily think stems from skills or football. I think that's from an off-field point of view. How can we become the most united and connected group? Look at Collingwood, the way they connect with their fans, the way they engage with each other, the way they celebrate the little things. Like, Oleg Markov comes in, does one spoil, how they get around each other, how they celebrate. And I think we've gone away from that over the last 3 or 4 years, or 2 or 3 years, especially. And these are things that are really controllable. They're not uncontrollable. These are things that actually require minimal effort. It's about celebrating your teammate and wanting the best for each other. And I'm not saying we're not doing that. I think we can do that. I think we are doing that, but I still think we can take it to a whole new level.
Yeah.
But then also think from a leadership point of view, like, I need to be better as a leader. I need to stand up in big moments better. I wouldn't say like taking the game on my shoulders or anything, like not like that. Actually kind of doing the opposite, trusting my teammates around me to do the role better. We've got such a talented team. So not relying on one person or 2 people, actually all having each other as a back, not actually doing more than we need to, keeping the things really simple. Because when you get to those situations, I feel like, or someone else feels like, shit, I need to win this ground ball or whatever. It's actually just taking a step back, keeping things really simple under pressure, yeah.